Hey everyone, it's Kevin Oxner here with visualproductivity.net. Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the view menu. There's not a lot there, but there are some really cool features that I think a lot of people skip over, especially people who don't have a paid version. So let's talk about a few of these things. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, I have the printout. So this is exactly what you're going to see when you click on view in the actual toolbar menu. So I'll just click on to prove it. There you go. And let's talk about it. Now, I've broken things down into 3 different sections. And we'll talk about each of those things really quickly. The Pro Tools. Yes, these are Pro Tools, so you would need to have a paid version. But hey, you know what? That's why I've got me. I'm going to show you what these things look like, and you can help decide whether they're good for you. Maybe you need them, maybe you don't need them. Let's look at these things. Now, the first one that I think is still pretty cool, but it doesn't get a lot of love, is the presentation tool. Now, all you need to do to get into it is hit F5. The best way to show it to you is just to get into it. So let's go ahead, we'll hit F5. It takes a second for it to load up. And there we go. So what it does is it zooms in, it darkens the screen and highlights exactly what you're looking at. Now from here, I can go ahead and I can choose which way I want to go. So it's not quite like PowerPoint where you're forced to go one way. I'm going to head up to this one here. And now what this gives me is when I go to the Pro Tools, this is exactly what you just saw, but it's like a reveal. I'm revealing things one by one. I can either go ahead, now watch, I'm going to just hit the down arrow key and it'll take me to the next major subject. I just want to show you how it works first of all. So I can just choose to give you an overview of what's happening, or I can use the right arrow. I can go right, and then it'll start moving its way down further into the child nodes. So I can go deeper and deeper and deeper, or I can back up. If I don't want to show you what the second node is for Pro Tools, I can leave it blank, or I can get back into this and I can go down and show you the brainstorming function as well. And then we can move down, and again, choosing how deep we want to go on each of these nodes. I like the idea. The downside to this is that there's no real way to modify. There's no preferences section just for this, which means that you really have to create the map the way you want it to be displayed before you go ahead and give the presentation. The brainstorming, I love brainstorming mode. What I do is I open it up, I close Idea Factory, and now what I've got is I've got no toolbars, I've got no, it's just the map and that's it. I can go ahead, I can still do everything. I can zoom it, I can expand, I can do everything that I could normally, but just now I've got more screen real estate. So if you've got a huge map, this is actually a really, really cool tip. This is a lot of times for some people, they tell me this is one of the, people always have one feature, I guess, that they say is worth the Pro version. Some people say the brainstorming mode is worth the Pro version, and I tend to agree. The map size. Map size, I don't really use these features that often, but they are definitely there. This includes zooming and just returning things to a particular size. Here's what you can do. Actual size, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Actual size, Control and 0. Takes you back to whatever your default setting is. If you have it set at 120%, it's going to go back to 120. If you have it set to 100, it's going to go back to 100. Zoom out, exactly what it sounds like. Here, let's go zoom, 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 zoom out. And then to zoom in, it's Control and the plus sign. You can also use the Control key and the scroll wheel on your mouse. So I can zoom in, and that's going up, and then using down on the mouse takes me back that way. Fit map, what it sounds like. Here, I'm going to go back. I'll just zoom in really far. It works either way. I'm going to hit View, Fit Map, and it just fits the entire map onto the screen in front of me. With Fit Selection, it takes the current selection, whichever one I've selected, so whichever one is highlighted, and it zooms in on that particular selection. So it just brings up the zoom level pretty much and centers it. I'm going to go in here, zoom, fit selection, and boom, there we go. That way I can zoom in on current. There we go. I'm just going to zoom back out. Perfect. And we're good to go. Drilling down is fun. It's a neat tool. I'm going to show you how it works, and you're going to love it. Everyone who always sees this goes, wow, I didn't know I could do that. It's a neat tool, and the reason why is that if you have especially a big map, but it works on any map, if you want to focus in on something in particular, what it does is you'll let you drill down, and you'll take this, so I'm going to highlight the drill, and it's going to turn it, really it's going to make it look like it's the main topic now. So let's hit F6. I'm sure as I show you this, you can probably think of a million different uses for this. A great one is that if you're working on a big map, you can just get in there and focus on something. And that way people aren't saying, well, what about marketing? What about this? No, all we're working on is this right now. Let's focus on this and let's get this done. If you ever want to go back, it's simple. That's what the drill up is for, obviously, is you can go back up. So I'm going to hit Shift F6 and we go back up. Something else I like using drill down for is for presentations, just for showing people something. So if I have this map, imagine I've got this gigantic map and I say, oh, I don't know, I got to show you all this stuff. It's just so much. I don't know, I'm going to focus on just the map size today. So I can go in, I can drill down and I can just focus on this particular area. And then when I'm done, I can close the map and you weren't stressing out about, oh, but what about these 10 other things? It's not like that. And there we go. Well, we'll keep it there for now. And guys, if you do want a copy of this cheat sheet, this is the XMind 7 cheat sheet. If you head over to visualproductivity.net, you can get your own copy. All I ask for in return is that you give my email newsletter a chance. If you have any comments or you want to share your experiences with the view menu or something in there, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And if the video is helpful, please go ahead and hit the like button. That's it for now, guys. My name is Kevin Oxner with visualproductivity.net. We'll talk soon.